Hi folks, I'm Johnny Richardson. I'm the shop foreman here at Emerald Coast Marine. It's springtime at the Emerald Coast and everybody's getting ready to use their boats. I'm going to go through some pre-season checklists so you can have a safe trip on the water. Let's do this. Most importantly, your safety equipment on the boat, your horn. You want to check your nav lights, turn the switch on, make sure the lights are actually lighting up and the anchor light, make sure they're working. Your bilge pump, even though it's lit up here, make sure you go to the back of the boat, make sure it's running. Fire extinguisher, flares, all that, make sure they're up to date. Make sure you get your life jackets, your throw cushion, stuff on the boat for Coast Guard, you know, if they pull you over. The new thing with Coast Guard is this lanyard. They're really cracking down on everybody wearing this when you're running the boat. Make sure you have your lanyard on when you're out running the boat. Okay, after you check your safety equipment, you can go and check all your live well pump, make sure it's running, check your underwater lights if you have them, courtesy lights, just make sure all your switches, everything's working the way it's supposed to so you have a good time on the water. It's usually a good idea to check your oil if it's pre-season, you haven't used it all season. You want it trimmed up about 3/4 of the way like this for 5 minutes before you do it. And then you trim it under. Get it level and let it set for 5 minutes. After you do, pull the dipstick out, just wipe it off, put it back in. And then when you pull the dipstick out, you want it up on the top of this half mark. If it's 3/4 away, that's perfect. This one's a little full, but it's a new motor. You're pretty good as far as checking oil. You can look at the motor, see if you see anything loose or anything obvious wrong with it. Other than that, put the cowling back on it and go to the water. After you've launched your boat, start it up. Make sure that you do have water coming out of the telltale on the engine. Sometimes it takes up to 20 seconds for that to start coming out on the bigger motors. But once you know you got water coming out, go back. You can do this while it's tied to the dock. Just make sure it shifts in and out of gear smoothly. When it comes to your trailer, a couple things you can check. You want to check your winch strap, make sure there's no tears, dry rot, anything like that. Check your safety chains good. Make sure your tow chains are good, they're all intact. Hook it up to your truck. Make sure your lights, your blinkers, backup lights, everything's working. Move back to your tires. Just check your tires for dry rot, pressure. You can pull this boot off, grease the hubs. There's a Gazert fitting under there if you want to grease the hubs. It's not that important unless you're going on a long trip. I would suggest if you're going on a long trip, I would have it checked out, make sure you're good so you don't end up on the side of the road somewhere. And then if the boat is equipped with transom straps, this boat is not, but some of them have a transom strap, make sure they're in good shape. And when you get to the ramp, you take those off and also make sure your drain plug is in before you launch the boat. These are some pre-season checks that you can do yourself on your boat and your trailer. If you're not comfortable doing it yourself, you can bring it by. We'll do it on the trailer, or if you're a storage customer, we'll pull it down and take care of it here at Emerald Coast Marine. Just call the service department and we'll take care of it. Thank you.